it's not a necessarily direct correlation. If I make phone calls today, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get a lead today. And so I think helping people focus on this concept of perseverance is super important as the market's changed. The second thing we've talked a lot about at Signature is this, renewed focus on the fundamentals. I think when the business is, the volume's going to the moon, we lose sight of things like open houses and door knocking and calling 5 people a day and creating content. And, you're too busy kind of working in your business and just running around trying to keep up, that once you again feel that shift, you sort of have to get back to doing the activities that are going to make a difference. And so we've spent a lot of time talking about fundamentals and really what that means. And then the third focus we have for 2023 is just this concept of surrounding yourself with success. I think being a realtor, I remember the days when I was selling real estate, it can get really lonely. You're by yourself. Everyone thinks when they watch $1 Million Listing with our friend Ryan Serhant, it's like so glittery, right? You drive around, you go to these beautiful open houses, but the reality is you spend a lot of time by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you continue to spend all of your time by yourself, I think you can spin a little bit. And so our concept of surrounding yourself with success really means like getting around people like Matt Campoli to say, hey, you got this amazing podcast. How does that work? And getting around very smart, successful people in this business and sort of listening to what they're doing. And, whether that's getting a business coach or whatever that looks like, being in part of a brokerage that's really kind of, in line with your values. I think that's really important this year as the market is a lot different from what it was last year and in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like even myself, I find myself really strapping in with the fundamentals again, which I had fun with, several years ago. But then, like you said, just got in the mix. We were so busy. Like everything was just happening. Just so much like turnover. Exactly.
Yes.
So there's a lot of agents out there who are in that rut, right? So for those agents in that rut, what are some things that maybe they could, or some steps they could start to take?
Yeah. I think if you're in a rut, if you're feeling kind of the grind, I think the most important thing is to put yourself in the right environment. I really think that, again, this is a super lonely business. And I think if you already feel like you're in a rut, spending more time alone, trying to just figure it out in your own head, I think is going to get difficult. So I would suggest that you reach out to someone in the industry, someone you respect, whether it's a formal mentor or otherwise. I think that's key. I think on the practical side of things from a business perspective, just reach out to your favorites, right? Everyone in our business has a database of clients, and you start with the ones you really, really like that are easy to talk to, and you build some momentum, and momentum then builds motivation to allow you to make the other calls to maybe the ones that you aren't as close to, that aren't kind of those true favorites. And I think just from having conversations, I really believe in the power of human connection. I think that can help us, all of us, whether we're in this business or not, kind of feel something beyond just work. And so I think if you're in a rut, that's what I would focus on, putting yourself in the right environment and starting to do some of those activities, talking to past clients that you really, really like, and build some of that calling muscle that maybe you've haven't been working in the last little while.
Yeah, on that end, for sure. And are they, our agents, when they're calling, are they asking for business?
That's a great question. I mean, I don't have an honest answer for you. I think that it has to feel right for you. I think there's a lot of agents in the business who will use a script and, they'll chat and they'll say, hey, Matt, this is a business call and how are you? And, that feels good for them and that works for them. And by extension, that's probably what their clients are used to. A lot of other people have said to me, I could never ask for business. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And so just by making the calls and staying in touch with people, the client naturally will ask, so how's it going in the real estate business? And at that point, if you feel comfortable saying, there's no inventory out there, I'm looking for listings. If you know anyone thinking of selling, let me know because it's a great time for them. If it feels comfortable at that point, you can. But the bulk of people that I know making the calls aren't directly asking for business.